Yes, sir. Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to go over some updates regarding the stock market, crypto, and just the latest news and everything that's going on. But before we get into that, first we have to make fun of King Grifter, aka everybody's favorite hero, Mr. Elon Musk, because Elon Musk is such a freaking hypocrite. Now, here's a tweet from March of 2021 where Elon literally said, Bitcoin paid to Tesla will be retained as Bitcoin, not converted to fiat currency. And now we just got the news today that in Q2, Tesla sold $936 million worth of Bitcoin in the second quarter. What does this mean? Do companies have the right to pivot and do what's in the best interest of their company? Yes. But it was obvious that he took advantage of the wave. He rode the wave. He took advantage of the trend. He took advantage of the bull market. And he's basically on this Michael Saylor thing. Oh, we're holding. We're never selling. Buy the dip. Get your paycheck in Bitcoin. All this foolishness, right? Oh, where you can use Bitcoin to buy merch and blah, blah, blah. And then now that Bitcoin is stinking it up and absolutely sucking and going down, the guy panic sold. He literally sold, basically sold at the bottom, literally panic selling. So again, this just adds more to the list of things that I have an issue with Elon Musk. King Grifter, everybody. King Grifter. The guy's a freaking grifter. Anyway, let's get on to the news of today. So in terms of updates, Fannie Mae came out and said that they now expect a recession to begin in the first quarter of 2023. This is significant because this prediction is actually earlier than their previous forecast. The reason that they cited for why they believe that we're going to get a recession in the first quarter of 2023, which ain't that far away from now, is due to the aggressive monetary policy response required of the Federal Reserve to bring inflation down from its current decade high levels. Fannie Mae also expects CPI inflation to have moderated to 5.7% on a year-over-year basis, down from the June reading of 9.1%, which, holy cow, that's a lot, and then to 1.6% by the end of 2023, below the Fed's 2% target. I highly doubt that's going to happen, but what do I know? In other news, Lyft has announced that they have laid off about 60 employees. And they're also folding on their car rentals for riders. Ford came out and announced that they plan to cut as many as 8,000 jobs in the coming weeks. And then Google came out and said that they will actually pause hiring, which means for those of you guys out there who are like, I want to work for Google, well, better luck next year when the recession fears go away, because like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is adding more fuel to the fire, and the fact that we could very well be in a recession right now. I mean, everybody's laying off workers. What does that tell you? But that's what you have going on. Now, regarding next week, I want to talk about that because obviously I know it's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. Why am I talking about next week? Well, I need to drill this into you guys' head, the catalyst that we have next week. So next week, we have the FOMC meeting, which is the Fed rate hike, which the market expects to be 75 basis points. That's happening. Thursday of next week, we have second quarter GDP reading. Keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully, we're not in a recession, but if you want my honest opinion, I think we are. And then Friday, you have PCE inflation. You have consumer spending, and then you also have the income numbers that come out. So yeah, that's what you guys got going on next week. All right, now here is the main catalyst, and this is actually kind of scary because this could really spell a legit recipe for disaster in terms of the stock market and your money. So not only do you have FOMC that takes place next week, and then you've got GDP. So you've got FOMC on July 27th. Then you've got GDP, but now you also have earnings, and these are very key and important earnings because take a look at this, guys. Look at all of the companies that are reporting earnings. Let's just look on it. Well, we'll start off with Tuesday. So Tuesday, you've got all of the big juggernauts. Literally, you've got Microsoft, you've got Alphabet, which is Google, you've got Visa, you've got 3M, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, UPS, obviously. Microsoft and Alphabet are the two big ones for that day. I see Chipotle's on there. Now we move over to Wednesday, which is literally when the FOMC meeting happens. You've got Meta, you've got Ford, you've got Spotify, Etsy. And then if we move over to Thursday is actually probably the scariest because you literally have two major companies that literally move the entire market, and that's Apple and Amazon. And July 28th is actually the date where we find out if we're actually in a recession or not, as crazy as that is. So as you can see, you've got Comcast, you've got Apple, you've got Amazon, Roku reports, Shell, you've got a few companies like that. But the bottom line is earnings next week is going to be very key. It's going to be very important that everybody hears from them and sees exactly what they say, what they think about the economy, what they think about the consumer, what they think about inflation, all those different things and how it's affecting their business. And yes, all of those events next week are market moving events. You better bet your bottom dollar that if all of this ends up being bad, we end up being in a recession, the Fed is even more hawkish, the earnings are bad, you best believe we are going to make that next leg down. And it is very important to understand that, because if we make that next leg down, I will be buying. Anyway, there you guys have it. That'll go conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.